What is up, everyone? Renfail here, back again with some more Cyberpunk 2077. And today we're diving into 5 essential tips for new players. If you're diving into this game for the first time in 2024, hopefully you are. If you haven't played it yet, I've done 2 full playthroughs, and I'm going to do a third one at some point this year once I figure out how I'm going to smash it in there with my packed schedule. This is a phenomenal game. It's easily in my top 5 RPGs of all time. I really hope you get a chance to play it, especially now that it's been fully patched 2.0, 2.1, Phantom Liberty, great stuff. But there are a few things that can help you get the best experience in the game. So without further ado, we're going to dive into my 5 essential tips. But before we go, as always, if you're new, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams happen at 8 a.m. Central Time here on YouTube and over on Twitch because we multi-stream. There's a ton of different games, so check out the playlist. I do a lot of different stuff. There's also the Discord, so hopefully we'll see you there as well. Beyond that, let's get into Cyberpunk, everybody. Let's talk about these things that'll help your life a little bit easier as a new player. Life paths. Each one of these life paths offers a unique series of introductions as well as dialogue options through the game. Now, it's really kind of important to understand that all 3 of these, the Nomad, Street Kid, and Corpo, they don't really impact gameplay so much as they do, as they mentioned above, dialogue options. Most of these are flavor text. There's no major difference between these options and other options, but it does add roleplay flavor to your playthrough if you're someone who appreciates that kind of stuff. Plus, each one of the life paths has a short and unique introduction to the game that you can play through. There's the Nomad background, or life path as I say. You're basically someone from the outskirts of the city, kind of an outlaw living outside, and you're on your way in. The Street Kid is someone who literally grew up on the streets of Night City, so you are well versed in the gangs, fixers, and beyond. And then there is the Corpo background, which you start off as a corporate anti-espionage agent, and then, I mean, not to spoil anything, but you end up on the streets and you have to go through the game just like everybody else. And I've played the Nomad and the Corpo personally all the way through. I think they're both equally excellent. They both offer really unique roleplay opportunities, especially depending on how you romance. And the Street Kid is what I haven't done yet, so my next playthrough I'm definitely going to be doing a Street Kid because I just want to see it because I do like the roleplay aspects of this game. So yeah, life paths are cool, but mostly just for roleplay. Play the tutorials. They are there for a reason, and if you're a brand new player, they're going to teach you all the basic things you need to know for the game, and they are quite fun. And considering how complex the game is and all the different ways that you can overcome challenges, whether it's through stealth-based gameplay, through melee combat, through time-stopping abilities, through automatic weapons, power weapons, my favorite, which was smart weapons combined with quick hacking. There's a lot of different ways that the combat in this game can play out, and a lot of different abilities that you can take to do things in the environment. So it's kind of this open sandbox of possibilities and all these different ways that you can combine the different skill trees and stats and abilities and weapons to create your own unique build. But you're going to learn all of those building blocks here in the tutorial. This happens right after the introduction. You basically play the introduction, which has just very simplistic narration stuff going on. You get through that, then you get to your first mission, and right before the first mission, you're going to be offered the ability to take a series of tutorials. I highly recommend doing them because they teach you stealth combat and quick hacking and basic combat and everything you're going to need to know to survive on the streets of Night City. Alright, the next rule of thumb when you are in the wild, once you're into the game, you're going to want to scan everything. Stuff at the distance might not pop up so much, but once you get into things that are more within your range, scanning is going to give you a ton of different options. So in the case of the vehicles, we could choose to quick hack them if I wanted to. NPCs, we can also, depending on who the NPC is, this is a friendly NPC, so but we could do cars. This is how you'll find things that are explodable in the environment. Like, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff in here. There's a vehicle back there. There's this person over here. And just depending on what you're doing and where you're at depends on the things that you can see and scan. But it gives you a great way to determine all the environmental stuff that you're dealing with around you, so that you can find if there's anything useful. Like over here, here's a ladder that's highlighted. Down over here, nothing. That doesn't look like anything important. Can we go through this door? We cannot go through this door, but we can go up the ladder. But highlighting areas, if there's anything that you can interact with, pick up, or use, you'll be able to determine that from here. There's also a marker over there, a data terminal over there. So always be scanning. It is your friend. Alright, street cred is probably the most important aspect of the game, and you can think about it as basically a reputation system. You need to grind rep to get the best missions, you need to grind rep to get the best cars, you need to grind rep to get the best gear. So street cred is everything in Night City. It's what's going to give you access to the most amount of quests, the best discounts, all of the stuff that you want to do in the game. And street cred is basically doing all of the side gigs and side jobs that pop up, and just constantly looking for things on the map to do. It's living the life of a Night City mercenary, and that will literally grind your street cred up just by doing all the things that you can find on the map. Now, with the addition of Phantom Liberty, we also got the Auto Fixer cred, which is the same system, and that's how you get the best cars and vehicles, motorcycles, and so on and so forth in the games. You also need to grind up your Auto Fixer cred, but they're the same systems, essentially just rep systems. So always be hustling is the best way to think about life in Night City, and that's how you're going to get the best gear, the best cars, motorcycles, everything. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload, or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. Alright, the next big one is loot everything you see. So up here we've got some bodies that need to be looted, but over there we can also see some white objects that are just normal, like trash and stuff. It doesn't matter. You want to loot everything you see, because some stuff, like those are tier 4 components. Those are for crafting. This over here is going to be that, and something to read. Buy a card here. Let's hop on over this.
Well, suppose it's time for some more music. All right, here we go.
Got some euro dollars on this dude. What do we got here? Euro dollars. A lighter. This is junk, but we can sell it. More euro dollars. What else we got up in here? That's actually a consumable. That's a consumable. That's it. And we can keep on going down here and just find more things to loot. More boxes, more people to interact with, possibly have combat with. This is part of always be scanning, but also just pick up everything, because in the process of picking up everything, you're going to end up filling up your inventory. And your inventory can be used for all sorts of stuff. So I don't think we really looted any weapons that round. But if we look at, when you go into crafting and stuff, you can get in here and see all of these different things that you've looted and upgraded. So like if you want to upgrade, you need to go, oops, hit the wrong button there. Crafting. And what was it? Upgrades. I clicked R. Okay. So if I want to upgrade one of these, it uses in different components to do the upgrades. So it's showing us right here it's going to use these tier 4 item components. So that's part of what I was looting. Much of what you loot in terms of weapons can also be broken down into components. Now, I've already broken all the ones I can down. These are all my iconic weapons, so I can't actually do these. But anytime you have extra things, we may have some. Yeah, we can go in here and take a look at this. Like, there's a button on the bottom that says hold to disassemble. So we can literally just come in here and disassemble stuff that we don't want. These are mostly just all cosmetics. Some of these have actual stats on them, but most of them are just cosmetics. You can go through here and say, I don't want any of those, or I wouldn't want to wear those. So put those on, something like that. Disassembling gives you item components and other things. You're going to do recipes. There's all sorts of crazy stuff you can do. So always loot everything. Even if you're not going to sell it, you can use it for crafting or breaking down. So just loot everything. And that's it, everybody. Those are 5 essential tips for new players who are coming into Cyberpunk 2077 for the first time. It's a great game. There's a lot to it. There's a lot more beyond this. I've got an ultimate beginner's guide up for this game. It is from the 2.0 update, so it hasn't been updated to include 2.01. So there's some stuff that's probably a little bit out of date in terms of story and stuff. And like they added the metro systems in since then. But for the most part, all the tips and tricks you would need to get going or in that video. We'll have an updated version later on in 2024. But in the meantime, thanks to those of you for tuning in every single day, 8 a.m. Central Time. We are here live and on Twitch. Check out all the other playlists. Support if you can. Thanks to those of you who do. And I will see everybody in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Happy gaming.